This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It's the Coaches Show, the Newcastle Racers Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're here at Luigi's, one of our favorite places to hang out here in the Tri-City area of Newcastle. They're at 117 Northwest 32nd Street. You may not know that address, but it's right up here on the north side of Highway 37, just east of Walgreens, just east of Walmart. So come out to Luigi's. You still have time to show up tonight, if you will. But if you're tuned in already, well, just enjoy the show from home. We're here. We used to say we're here every Thursday night, but we have an update for you tonight. We're here tonight on Tuesday, of course. And my name is Gene Reed, and we are here with, and I have to turn something off because I've got background noise. Our producer is Newcastle High School junior, Mr. Uriah Martinez. So, Uriah, thank you for all the work you do producing for us.
Thank you very much.
And my good friend, my partner, and the now famous Keith Cleghorn is here with us. And, Keith, we got a big show. But first of all, what a day it's been for you.
Hey,
We're
Gene,
glad you're here, by the way.
Well, I'm excited to be here, Gene. I'll tell you, not only we love to talk about football, okay, but as I think I've showed everybody in here, there was a big event that happened today, and our first granddaughter showed up today, Stella. And I'm telling you, I'm just excited about that as a young grandparent. My wife's here, and so got a room full here. And so some of you that got grandkids, you can educate me on what it's like. But in about 10 hours, it seems like it's wonderful.
Well, Grandpa, we're glad you made it.
Awesome.
And we will just talk a little slower, do things a little slower for you now that you're in the Grandpa mode.
All right, I'm a little sluggish.
And we'll try to move on tonight and enjoy this show. And congratulations on the delivery today.
Thank you.
And I know you've been telling us about it for a few weeks now.
We've got a future little lady racer coming.
Good. We're glad for that. Hey, this is a Coach's Show week number 10.
Wow.
We're about to play our final regular season game. It's Tuesday night. We started this year off with Thursday nights because Tuesday nights had a lot of football activity for JV, middle school, and everything like that. Right. So we scheduled for Thursday nights. And our announcement tonight is we're going to try to keep it on Tuesday night for the next few weeks throughout the remainder of this season. So we'll keep it up on Facebook and everything, kind of remind everybody, because things could still change somewhat.
We're hoping if we stay on Tuesday night, we got 5 more weeks, Gene.
Hopefully for 5 more shows.
5 more shows.
And so Tuesday night at 6:30, and keep an eye on social media,
Correct.
And we'll keep you posted on that. But it is Tuesday night, and this week's game was moved to Thursday, which is why we're here now. Our game Thursday night against Southeast. The Racers are sitting 4-1 in the district. This week's game, this 4-1 tonight's show is following a tough loss to Bishop McGinnis, our first ever district loss.
Yeah.
We ran the table last year. We were on our way to running the table this year, but we had that one loss against Bishop McGinnis. And Keith, the Irish are pretty strong this year.
They're incredibly strong.
They're big, they're powerful. They featured a quarterback who was really tough to stop.
Very talented.
As a fan, to me, it was back and forth all evening long. It felt like an overwhelming loss because it was a loss, and yet it was a 10-point loss. The Racers were held under 200 yards, which is a rarity for us this year, very rare. And, hey, the coaches have dissected that game, so I say we look forward to this Thursday night in our game against Southeast. And, by the way, the paper is still pretty favorable to us. The Oklahoman is still showing us number 6 in the state in 5A.
Yeah,
so that's showing us some love.
And Gene, let me tell you why. We have 3 losses this year, okay? We have a loss to a number 1 9-0 team. We have a loss to a number 9-0 team, okay? And then we have the third loss to a team that's 8-1 that lost to the number 1 9-0 team. And I'll tell you, nobody likes to lose, but that's nothing to shame there.
Good point. So we don't like to lose,
no.
but you know there's going to be some losses out there, and in the past our losses have made us stronger. So hopefully we'll springboard off this.
You play the best to be the best, okay?
Yeah, true. And Coach Brickman has demonstrated that year in and year out. He does not shy away from the big teams, and certainly you don't even make those choices in district play, but you play those early games to prepare you for district.
That is correct.
So Thursday night, the final district game of the season at Southeast, and there's some information being shared on social media, on Facebook. The athletics department kind of shows the map of where to park and everything.
Correct.
Spiegel Field over there on Grand Boulevard in south part of Oklahoma City. This year's Spartans are a bit improved over last year, by the way. They're not a real strong program on paper. Last year they entered their game. They came down to Newcastle with I think it was a 4-5 overall. They'd won some games, but they'd only won one game in district. This year they're a little bit better. They're 6-3 overall. They're 2-4 in district, with a big win for them over Midwest City.
But, Gene, they are a much improved team. I have not seen a whole complete game, but I've seen a lot of segments of their games, and they've got a lot of talent on that team, and they are building a program there.
And I'm hearing good things from others who have watched them play.
Yes.
That really just reinforces what you just said. And last year they had that only one win over a program that wasn't really strong, but they came to Newcastle to play.
They did, and if you remember, Gene, it was a close game, and then we went into that delay, and it seemed like we were in there forever. I don't remember exactly how long it was, but that rain delay, that lightning storm. And then we came out, and we we
did what we know to do, right?
We really played tough physical ball and just wore them down and then end up winning pretty decisively.
Well, to your point, it was 21-7 after the first quarter.
Correct.
And the Periweather, which is that technology atop our field house, sounded the alarm for the lightning. The other team wasn't familiar with that. We were somewhat familiar with it, but once that thing went off, the other team really thought it was. Unfortunately, they thought it was a tornado warning, so they were the first to get off the field. But
Gene, I was on that sideline there, as you know, on the chains on the side, and they were gone.
Yeah, they were, and not to make light of it because it sounded like,
yes,
but it was a lightning,
Absolutely.
and it was an extensive delay,
yes.
and so we came out of there. We finished that game with a final of 41-14, so it was a good win. And but now we play them, what will be their home field,
Correct.
at Spiegel Field here
and we said they're a much improved team, and they've got some depth. Okay, they've got some talent on that team.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to talk to Coach Bradshaw and also Coach Puckett. We're going to get their thoughts on the Bishop game and also looking ahead to Southeast. So let's take our first break. Anything else before we break?
No, I'm excited. Anytime you have Bradshaw, you bring excitement. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
He knows he's our favorite.
He is our favorite. Okay, just don't tell the rest of them.
Yeah. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we have Coach Bradshaw. You're watching the Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network. And we are back. Welcome once again to the Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network here at Luigi's in Newcastle. We'll be here, we think, every Tuesday night from here on out.
Yeah,
we made an adjustment. We haven't told you yet, Coach. But due to the schedule earlier in the year, we needed to go to Thursdays. But now with the next few weeks, moving to Tuesday will give us opportunity to get the show in case we have other changes. Like this week, we're playing on Thursday night. So we're joined now by our defensive coordinator, Coach Bo Bradshaw. Welcome, Coach. We're glad to have you here.
Yeah, I love doing it.
And we do this every time, but I think there's always people who don't know you as well. So we start off by just reminding us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got to Newcastle, etc.
Yeah, so I was out at Carl Albert High School in Midwest City, and I knew Coach Ketch from having played together at Oklahoma Baptist University, and Coach Brickman had coached there for a year, and so I knew who he was. And originally, Coach Ketch talked to me about coming out here and coaching defense. They needed a linebacker coach, and so I was really excited to do that. And I had known DJ Ward, who was the defense coordinator before I got out here. His wife and my wife grew up playing soccer together. And so me and him had gone to, high school soccer banquets and stuff like that together.
A lot of knowledge.
Yeah, and so I was excited to come out here with those guys, and DJ ended up going another route and getting out of education and stuff. And Coach Brickman went through the interview process, and he was like, "Why don't you just be the DC?" And I'd be thrilled. I'd be honored to. I'd love that.
So you came. Were you at Carl Albert when they contacted you?
Yes. Yeah, I was at Carl Albert.
But you went to school there too? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to
you
school
were a
there.
product, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely a product of Carl Albert. I graduated from high school there in 2013. Went out to Oklahoma Baptist for 4 years, and then when Coach Gary Rose retired, Coach Corley became the head coach out there and hired me on, and so I was out there for, I can't remember if it was 6 or 7 years before I came out here to Newcastle.
Wow, very good.
Was Brickman the coach there when you were there?
At
OBU.
Oklahoma Baptist. He was the coordinator there for 1 year.
Okay,
Yes.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought that might have crossed.
How about high school? What other sports in high school did you play?
Basketball. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Football and basketball. Those were my two sports in high school.
Were you small forward or?
Yeah. I kind of fit into different, depending on the lineup kind of thing.
I think you'd be a guard.
I was kind of at the time, it was like Nick Collison's prime for the Thunder, so I was taking charges, taking charges and making my layups. That's what I was focusing on.
Was that your dream? You thought you was going to be the next Nick?
Yeah, that was the goal. Yeah, that was the goal, to be the next Nick Collison.
So how long in Newcastle now? You probably said that 4 or 5 years.
This is my third year at Newcastle.
Third year.
Yeah, this is my third year.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be officially tenured after this year. I'll be good to go.
Very good.
Wow.
In our mind, you're already tenured.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Keith, ask a question.
Coach, you come from Carl Albert. What a storied program. When we scrimmaged this year, just to tell you a little background, I looked up on the board up there, and the first state championship they won kind of burns me. That was my senior year, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so they just keep winning.
At another school.
Yeah, at another
school.
I
figured.
At another school. And so I looked up there and I just thought, man, they're such a storied program, and I just love your enthusiasm about football. I love your excitement. Tell me about your college area. Did you play football in college? What did you study in college? And then what was your true passion of playing sports in college?
Yeah, so I really didn't get to play a whole lot at I played linebacker, and so I didn't get to play a whole lot of linebacker until I was a senior at Carl Albert.
Okay.
And so the recruitment stuff kind of started late, and I didn't have a whole lot of interest. I wasn't the biggest, wasn't the fastest, wasn't the strongest kind of thing. And so I had like 2 or 3 schools that kind of seriously looked at me, and OBU was the only one that I really responded to because I kind of wanted to go there anyways. I had kind of grown up going there for summer camps and things like that, and so I knew it. I was familiar with it. And then it was an old coach who ended up not even still being there when I got there, but his name was Coach Latimer, and Larry Latimer, and he had a lot of history even in the Moore area, and he was the one that offered me and recruited me. And so I was really thankful to get to go up there, and I was mainly a big special teams player whenever I was at OBU.
Neat campus over there.
Oh, yeah, great campus, and it grew a lot. Shawnee itself grew a lot while I was out there. Massive explosion. And so while I was out there, I studied English education, so that's what I ended up getting my degree in. So a lot of literature classes, a lot of writing essays, a lot of stuff like that.
So that's what you teach now as well, right?
Yeah.
I remember last year the players just couldn't wait to tell us their favorite class was English, and it was the nights Coach was in here.
Well, Coach, just a little bit about last week. Where do you think we matched up well? Where do you think we maybe struggled a little bit with McGinnis? McGinnis is an extremely talented team all over the field, and so there's a reason they're unbeaten. So we don't ever like to lose, but as I said earlier, we got 3 losses, 9-0, 9-0, and an 8-1 team. So there's no shame in that. But where do you think we matched up where we maybe failed a little bit?
Man, I think that it came down to like being opportunistic and not making mistakes, you know. And I think we didn't take advantage of the opportunities that were presented to us when we had the opportunity to do it. And then we made mistakes that we know we shouldn't have made, and that are fixable mistakes, you know. And I mean, that's in all 3 phases. I mean, that's not just me speaking defensively, but offense and special teams as well. You know, we made some big plays. We did some right things, but whenever the opportunities were there, you know, we made a mistake, or McGinnis capitalized on the opportunity that was presented to them.
Correct. I said this earlier to Gene. I said, hey, if they both played 10 times, and I say this is equal, it could be a 5-5 with each team. They were very equal in a lot of positions. Some plays we just kind of shot ourselves in the foot on some opportunities. And
this probably sounds dumb, but I was visiting with people at halftime, and I said, it feels like we're just playing too gentlemanly. We were out there, we were doing we were playing. It just didn't see the intensity that I felt like we needed to have. Came out a little bit more so in the second half, but that probably wasn't the case. But there was just something that we weren't clicking quite as effectively as we had the potential, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah.
Hey, here's a question I had. Here's the one that wasn't on the list. Kind of a dumb topic. But it's one of the few grass fields we're playing on these days. Have we played on grass fields? How about Duncan? Did they have grass or a turf?
No, Duncan was turf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Duncan was I think
artificial.
So. I think so. I'm trying to get somebody's attention out here. I'm pretty sure Duncan was turf.
It's trivial,
I remember.
except 12 years ago, it was
the opposite. It was just the opposite.
It was we get to play on turf, you know.
Well, and wasn't I talking to you before the game where I was saying I think that McGinnis and Guthrie were the only 2 grass fields I could think of in 5A.
That's right.
That's the only 2 I could think of in 5A.
But we didn't play at Guthrie, but their field is
grass.
And there's something nice about it, but it was different. I kind of enjoyed just that.
Yeah.
Anytime we go play on those grass fields, I just feel like I want to reach down and just get a stem of it, do a little less miles. You just test it and see what the grass is like. So,
well, I talked to some of the dads who, when they watched some of our drills in the summer and fall practice, and they said, I can remember tasting the grass and the dirt when I did that.
Absolutely.
When I did that. Injuries are going to occur. I don't want to make a big deal about this, but sometimes they do appear more significant than others. But I always get to wondering about, how's it going to affect the team. Do anything you try to do that can address that with the team, that it's done and move on, or is it just part of life you have to get past when it happens? So.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of it. I mean, because we are, dealing with 14 to 18-year-olds, I mean, there is the thing where you're trying to teach them there's a difference between being hurt and being injured, right? And if you're injured, it's out of your control. Like, it's a significant injury. You need to go see our trainer. You need to follow up with the doctor and, go through the proper steps, as opposed to, like, playing through being hurt. Like, everybody at this season's banged up. At this point of the season's banged up. And their body's aching and you're sore and things like that. You've been playing football and hitting people for 10 weeks now, 12, 13 weeks now. And so, I mean, everybody's body's hurting. So, I mean, there's a difference between being injured and hurt. And that's one of the things that we're trying to teach these kids, as we go through these things and, teach them how to be tough, teach them to toughen up and stuff like that.
And injuries are going to occur.
Yeah.
And you got to just keep playing through, right?
Yeah, next guy up,
And, Coach, as it goes through the season and the bodies get a little tired, they get a little banged up or whatever else, and so that's a legitimate question as you go into the we're week 10, okay? Yeah. And as I say, hey, we still got 5 weeks to go.
Right.
I mean, we still got a lot of football to play.
And we've been in worse conditioned over a few years this time of the year. We don't have, we've had a few. Right. Every team, you look over there at the other side and you see crutches and casts and slings on there. We've been really fortunate, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Well, and this gentleman right here is a credit to this. but the culture that they have built, okay, is the reason that you have that second and that third team, and your team isn't all beat up. And so you can go into the playoffs and be healthy. Where in the past where you didn't have that second and third team that was just
they've developed that second and third team a lot this year.
Credit to the coaches for the culture. Coach, question here. What will the fans see in Southeast offensive schemes? Are they a heavy pass? Are they a run? Are they a 50-50? Or what kind of offense do they run that you're going to be seeing?
Well, credit to them. Southeast has got some really good coaches over there.
They do.
And they're much improved. We talked about that a little bit before we started. They know what they're doing. They've done something a little different every week, which makes them harder to prepare for because you don't know exactly what they're going to do.
All right.
So they've had some different wrinkles in their offense, but they have ended up more in district being more pass heavy than run heavy. Some of that's just they get behind in games, or it's just the situation that calls for it kind of thing. I mean, they are a fairly balanced offense, I would say.
Yeah. And, Coach, I don't know this. I look at some of the videos, so I don't know this. You'll know this. Is their offense line big, or they just block really well?
Both. I would say, I would say they're pretty decent. They got pretty good size. Yeah,
they're good blockers.
They are. They're good blockers, and they have some really good athletes.
And we talked a few moments ago, like last year, they came to play.
Right.
I remember they didn't say, "Oh, here's another loss." I mean, they came to play as you would expect.
Well,
but it's really interesting how energetic they were and how hard they played.
And that's a credit that coaching staff is.
Of course.
Now you see what the results are as they continue to coach, and so they're a much improved team this year, and that's why they're 6-2, 6-3. Where the 6-3, I believe they are.
And as much as I enjoy seeing a good record for the Racers, it's also good to see teams that you know they're going through a building time, and it's good to see them get better and better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's good.
And in my position over there on the chains, you see those coaching staffs year in year, every year, and you can tell where they're really building programs, and so they're building programs. One last question here for you, Coach, and I don't want you to give any secrets away here because I've studied your defense a lot, but the defense that you usually run, okay, does that match up pretty well with the Southeast offense?
I would like to think that our defense matches up with any offense to answer that question, But there's no secret to what we're going to do. I mean, if the coaches get the film on us, they know exactly what
so
the defense is going to do.
You shift a lot, and you run a kind of a 4-2.
Still 4-2s.
Yeah, we're still running the 4-2-5. Yeah, we're still running the 4-2-5. It ends up looking more like a 4-4 because we don't roll the safeties down. They're just already down there kind of thing, trying to make everybody pass the ball. And we do shift the D-line quite a bit. I saw that question. I was talking to Coach Wilson about it beforehand because you'd put, is it your signature on there? And I was like, I had never really thought about it like that before. It started off as a thing that I took from the coaches at Carl Albert where it was a thing to, third and short, trying to get the offense to jump kind of thing, and just move around. And then I started realizing, well, even against the good teams, if they
don't know where you're going to land.
Yeah, they get up there and they think they know their assignment, and then it changes right before the snap. The ball is snapped, and so your assignment changes. And it's like, well, if you're a good enough player, you can react that quickly, but it's not easy for like I said, a 16-year-old to react and adjust that fast.
Well, where I heard that was at I think we scrimmaged at Carl Albert that fall scrimmage, and someone at I think OSN was covering the scrimmage. And the playbook, they both knew you, and when they saw Newcastle, and our linemen shifted over, and they said, "Well, that's a Bradshaw signature right there. You can tell he's coaching the Racers." So
that is correct.
So I like that.
That is correct. That's well, we've talked about this in the defense, and I don't want to give any secrets right here. The defense that you run is a pretty. It's a fine run program in a lot of schools in college, and so there's a great college defense coach that runs this scheme, and so I've watched a lot of film on it. I know the backside of that, and so you run that program very good. The defense is run very well.
So the two linebackers that we often see is Housley one of those two?
Yes.
So he's one of the two, right? He's on tonight, and who's the other one usually in that?
So we've had three throughout the season.
I thought so.
We have Preston Scagnetti, Quinn Housley, and then Tucker Brown. And Tucker played a lot significantly at the beginning of the year.
Right.
We had Quinn actually playing more of an outside linebacker.
Okay.
And then just for depth reasons, we ended up moving Quinn inside. And I mean, Scagnetti's been a solid player,
Of
ever
course.
since he was a freshman. And,
Of course.
And Tucker, he's one of the seniors that he knows the defense probably just as well as I know the defense, to be honest with you. I mean, I he's going to be a firefighter, but I keep getting in his ear about coming back and being a coach for us.
Oh, good.
But, I mean, Quinn, once he moved to linebacker and he learned what to do, it only took him a couple weeks.
Yep.
I mean, he's been one of our best defensive players, and you saw that in the McGinnis game.
We did, and just outside of them, are those corners or, who?
Yeah, we call them the strong and the weak safety. A lot of people call them outside linebackers or overhangs. That's been TJ Bradford, right? He's been a staple there. Right. And then the other position, we've rotated pretty heavily throughout the year. Started off with Colton Bradley, and then Colton got into a car accident. He's 100% cleared now, and so he's going to be playing a lot.
Yeah. Who else?
And then we rotated a few different guys in there. We know we've had Ben Rogers rotate in there. We had Harmon Wormuth rotate through there. And then this past game, it was Brody Foster.
Okay, so I kept seeing number 11 in there. He's always gets a lot of attention in scout teams and practice and everything like that. He looked to me like he did a good job.
He did a great
job.
And
so it was fun seeing him out there. And I had a feeling because sometimes guys get under the weather or something like that, so you really need that depth.
Hey, when you have a defensive coordinator that talks highly about corners, okay, that'll tell you that you got a strong defense because sometimes the corners are the ones that make me scratch my head.
Well, to me, we have 4 down linemen and 7 linebackers.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Everyone else knows what they do. Yeah. But they said those corners and those safeties. And I said, you mean those other linebackers?
Yeah, well.
It does a great job disguising that, though. Sometimes I don't know if they're outside linebackers or corners.
That's what I say, disguise.
The way that Ashton Shumard gets downhill, he looks like a linebacker.
He does.
He's coming from 15 yards back there, meeting guys at 3 yards off the line of scrimmage.
A lot of times it looks like a 4-4-3 to me, and I'm like,
yeah.
Well, Coach, it's a pleasure having you on. And is this your first time this year, or did we have you earlier?
I did it way early on.
I thought so.
Yeah, way early on in the non-district. I was doing it.
So we got to double dip with
I think I was actually due up last week, and I asked Judd if I could push it back a week so I could take my kids to the trunk or treat for Halloween.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, if you'll go get a shutout tomorrow night, we'll rally for you to come back next week.
We're good.
All right.
Thank you, Coach. Any last messages before we break off?
I appreciate you guys. This is a lot of fun. I was telling Coach Puckett, I was like, whenever I retire from coaching, I think I'm going to go do that OSN stuff. It looks like so much fun.
It is wonderful. And at OSN, let's give them a plug. They're a great program.
They are, and Luigi's is a great host for us, too. So this has been double fun. Well, Coach, thank you very much. Hey, we'll be right back. You're watching the Coach's Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll be right back with Coach Puckett.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there, but this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
are back. Welcome, everybody. We're here on the Coaches Show, Oklahoma Sports Network, at our favorite dining place, at least on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. We're here at Luigi's in Tri-City area, just on the north side of Highway 37, just east of Walgreen. We're glad you're here, and we're being joined now by another assistant coach, Coach Artie Puckett. He's the assistant wide receivers coach, and Coach Brickman told us earlier this year that he has given you a special assignment, and that is to understand the rule book. And so tell us about that. Is that for real, or was he just pulling our leg?
Well, I thought he was pulling my leg too, but he was definitely serious. So we went to a rule meeting in Tulsa.
There we go.
And got the rule book, and he handed it to me and said, "This
You're
is
it.
This is you." So I've read it a couple times. I can't promise you that I know everything in there.
Well, Coach, from an old referee, we used to say all the time, they'd stand over there and argue and not know the rules, okay? And so we would always invite them, hey, come and learn the rules, okay? So when Brickman told us that early on, I said, man, that's fantastic, because we would always invite the coaches to come, and some would show up and then some of them wouldn't, and most of them didn't know the rules.
So there's always – and those of us who watch the game from the sideline, we're experts.
Oh,
We
for sure.
each of us think we know the rules frontwards and backwards.
Yep.
And we get to talking, and there's never any two of us that agree on something.
Sure, yeah.
So one of the big ones,
Yeah.
It happened a couple of times. One of the big ones, the other band was playing, and people say, that's against the rules. Why aren't they making them stop? So is there a rule against the band playing?
Well, Gene, I think on that deal, that is a referee discretion. So if the ref determines that, I guess it's annoying enough, then he will ask them to stop.
I knew it must be something like that because, I mean, our coaches would intervene or would raise it, and I think maybe a time or two they did because one time the opposing band or maybe our band had to respond to that. But, okay.
Well, Gene, I asked that question, and I know exactly what you're talking about because the band would just play the whole time. And that referee that night explained to me that, hey, when they go up to snap the ball, the band cannot play. As soon as they snap the ball, they can play all they want.
Well, a couple of times they were still playing.
They still were. He let them get away with
but
it a few
anyway,
times.
that's kind of trivial. Yeah. But all that is to say, you wear a headset during the game, right?
Yes.
Well, we'd like to have a headset where we could tune into you so we could ask you, Coach, is that really a rule here? Or what's the rule on that? Anyway, just cutting up with you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Coach, and kind of your background, how you landed at Newcastle, anything you want to share about you.
Well, so my wife and I, we moved here about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I've got a junior daughter and a freshman daughter.
Really?
That goes to
Okay.
school here. And so we lived here about the last 8 years, and I think maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I coached a lot of these kids in Little League.
Okay.
And got to know Brickman then, and we kind of ran the same offense that he did.
And that's been a big part of our program, having these little league teams come up like that. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. And so I don't work at the school. I'm a lay coach. And so I have a couple local businesses. And so the timing worked out to where I had the time to give back to coaching, and just kind of worked out where to come back to coaching.
Okay.
Hey, Coach, I got something I want to tell. Most people don't know, okay? And it's not even on your sheet here, but most people don't know that you're a chicken farmer.
Parakeets.
Yeah, parrot.
Oh, parakeet.
Parakeets,
It's
close.
a bird.
You've missed it big time.
I missed it, okay.
But it is a winged animal, though.
There you go, yes.
So is a bird farmer, okay?
There you go,
Yeah.
there you go.
So, yeah, I remember that when you
He's
had
from Chickasha, so everything's chickens.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's Coach, when did you first know you wanted to get involved in coaching? Where did that come from? You say you coach Little League. I coach Little League. I've always loved to be around sports. When did you really want to coach in maybe high school or junior high?
So for me, it was just growing up. Coaches meant a lot to me growing up, and with the right coaches, they can sure make a difference in your life. And so it's always a deal for me to where if the opportunity presented itself and it was in the right spot, that I wanted to give back and do that. And so that's kind of why I got involved in Little League. I don't have a boy. I have 2 girls. And so just kind of from that younger age, with coaches, meaning a lot to me.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up and where'd you go to school at?
Sayre, way out in western
Wow.
Oklahoma.
Really?
Wow, almost to Texas.
Just really close, probably 20 minutes.
Wow.
How big a school? What?
2A.
2A. All
2A.
right.
I think we might have been A. I graduated about 40 people. in my class.
Okay,
so
yeah. That's a great size of school though for ball.
Yeah.
Were you all competitive?
We made the playoffs in football. We were probably better at baseball, to be honest. And actually, our baseball coach back then is now the head coach at Chickasha. So you're talking about Kevin James.
Yep, absolutely.
He coached me in football and baseball growing up.
Yeah,
very good.
We used to say to Sarah, when you get to Sarah, you're almost to Texas, and then if you see a prison, you know you're there. Okay?
Yeah. That is true.
And did you play other sports then? Did you play baseball?
I played baseball and football, yes.
He looks like a baseball player for sure, too.
Yeah, he definitely. You know what he also looks like? He looks like he ought to coach the wide receivers because I used to say those are the pretty boys. Yeah.
Let's see. What have we covered? You play other sports. How do you think the receivers corps is doing for us now? I mean, you're going to brag about them, I know, but you feel good. But have they been meeting your expectations? And
yeah, I think so. Obviously, I help Coach Quindon Lewis in that, which he's pretty tough. He's a really good coach.
Yeah.
And
I think he could run the routes.
He definitely could run the routes. But he's hard on them. Fair, tough, and so I think we're still improving in that area. To be honest, like some of the routes are still getting better. So he grades them pretty hard. And so I think they'll continue to get better throughout the next couple games.
At this level, in your role in assisting that, do you and he meet together, plan together, or do you just kind of follow his lead? How's the coaching experience and all that?
I say with both. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, primarily in the beginning, I was for sure just following his lead on kind of how he wanted the routes ran and that sort of thing. But, we do work together and talk together on a lot of the different things.
And by the way, he loves being on Coach's show. He's volunteered to come back 2 or 3 times. So we were glad to have him. So he did a great job. And I think I asked him about this. I know my good friend, the great Billy Collier, and Keith and I talk about the ability when those wide receivers block downfield.
Yes.
Get that, and that's a big part of the game too. So do y'all deal with that?
Absolutely.
Do you emphasize that, of course?
We work on blocking all the time, and he's always talking about how the better blocker you are, the better your routes are going to be, and also it'll be easier to run a route.
Really?
Yeah, if you're used to blocking. So very important. And you're obviously under Quindon, you're not going to play unless you can block.
So do y'all consider the tight ends second-class citizens?
I got to watch out the tight end coaches around here. So. I think he's over here. So.
And those are usually big guys. I don't know if I would
we
say
might
that.
be in his restaurant. So yeah.
Okay.
That's great, Coach. What do you see in the Spartans' defense that present a challenge for our offense, our receivers, particularly with your receivers?
Well, I think in general that the strength of their defense is their secondary. They have some really good players. Number 13 is really good. Number 4, number 1. Those kids are tall, athletic, strong, fast. They're really good players, so they will present definitely a challenge throwing the ball.
Yeah, when you say that, I saw a little bit of clips. You can get video anywhere anymore, and I saw they'll go get the ball.
They'll go get the ball. They'll hit you. They'll tackle. They're fast.
They'll take the ball away from you.
Yes, their secondary is definitely their strength of their defense.
And they're being coached very well because if you can be talented, but you got to be coached to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah,
you're kind of a young coach. You're not too young, but you're kind of new to the team, right? This is first year helping with the team. And with these young players, are you kind of like one of the guys with them, or are you definitely coach to player, or what's your relationship at this point in your career?
I would say, a lot of these kids, I coached them, from them when they were small. And so my relationship's probably a little more friendly than some of them are just because I've known them for so long. I've known a lot of these kids for 7 or 8 years.
Really? Okay, yeah, of
and
course.
So from when they were 4th grade
Did
up.
you follow them, or did you just have them then and go?
No, we were the same class, the freshman class. I coached from 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
Oh, okay.
And then also helped with would be the sophomore class. And
Right.
so I've known those kids all the way through. And so, it's probably more a friendly role sometimes, maybe like a big brother type role at times. That can be hard on them too if they, don't do things right. But I would say definitely probably more friendly.
Yeah, very good. What questions do you think I ought to ask Housley to trip him up?
Oh, I don't think that would be too hard at all. I think you can play him. What you should do is we should give him a couple signs. He plays tight end, and let's see if he can line up right because at times he's been known to miss the sign.
Oh.
I have to sign on offense, and so I have to
I
re-sign.
can't tell if he's hearing this. I don't see him.
Yeah, he's looking.
Okay.
I have to
All right.
re-sign to him.
All right.
And so maybe we could trip him up just by asking him a couple easy questions.
Yeah.
So let's see. So sometimes if a player doesn't get the sign, there's a signal like tap their head or
Yeah, we can't give him away, but we have
So
the
he's
sign, and sometimes he might miss the sign, and you
Yeah.
have to re-sign.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Gene, I'll give you an idea. When you go on Monday and they're running, they miss the plays, okay?
Oh, yeah. Those are the ones who miss the
That's the
sign.
ones who miss the
Well,
plays,
Coach,
yeah.
it's a pleasure having you on our show tonight, and it's a pleasure having you at working with the racers.
Yeah.
You and I bumped in at the field house, and you kind of
Yes.
told me how, you've been kind of really involved in studying the program and breaking down games and everything like that, and made a good impression on Coach. And, man, it's really a good success story.
It
so.
is. It's very fun.
So, thank you for being on the show. We'll take a break now, and when we come back, we have one of our two player guests. We have I think we got Mr. Quinn Housley first.
We do.
And we'll ask him if he can give us any dirt on the coaches. Sounds like it as well. So
another big man. I like it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, you are watching the Coaches Show on Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll be back in about a minute or so. Thank you.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Okay, welcome everyone. We're back. We're getting all of our microphones and headsets together, and we're glad you're here. We're back at the Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network here at Luigi's in Newcastle.
Smells good, don't it, Gene? Smells good in here.
It does smell good, and we got a good crowd. We have a lot of the players in here, and some of the coaches and parents. Let's see, we had a big game against McGinnis the other day, and this young man here has been recognized for a couple different things during that game. He's the defensive player of the game and the special teams player of the game. And if you and I had our choice, we gave him a game ball for about 6 other things.
Absolutely.
He's done a lot. This is Mr. Quinn Housley. Quinn, welcome to the show. Good having you here.
Great to have you here.
You've had several big games this season, and among one of the top tacklers on the team. I tried to get in for Max Preps and kind of look around, but and I may not have had the latest, but last one I saw you had 36 tackles, 23 of them solo, probably even more than that. And one of Quinn's greatest assets isn't even in the stats. You know what it is?
That's exactly right. He's a junior.
He's a junior, so we come back next year. So
Thank you.
we love that part about it too.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Kenneth, KC.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Now I'm a little concerned, from a big guy because your coaches all of a sudden moved all to the front row. So I don't know if
all three of them came.
I don't know if that's an intimidation factor or they're getting you ready for this week or what, but I don't know. I'm getting something out of that, okay? So tell us a little bit about yourself.
And ignore them if they flash a sign over here. Yeah, okay. Tell us about you.
So I'm Quinn Housley. I play middle linebacker and tight end.
Well, I'll tell you, young man, being on the sidelines a couple weeks ago, you had a hit, and it sounded like an explosion. I watch YouTube a lot. My wife tells me to watch too much of it. It sounded like a car hitting a train, okay? And so I do love the intensity. And so from a big guy, we often ask others, what game day preparations do you like? What's your game day preparation? What do you like to do?
I really just like to – honestly, I kind of like to be by myself just to get in the right mind. I like to look over the playbook, make sure I have everything down, watch a little bit more of their offense so I can prepare on defense. But, I like to do that.
A couple tough questions not on here. Chinese food or hamburger?
Hamburger.
Hamburger. How about Mexican or Italian?
Mexican.
Yeah.
You had a 50-50 chance here to answer the right. We're at Luigi's. But when you're not eating Mexican, you'll eat.
Of course.
I understand why the coaches have moved to the front now.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice.
That is great.
How about you? How about school? You doing well in school?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
And what's your favorite subjects?
Probably history.
History, good.
Yeah.
A lot of them say English.
Nah.
You like English?
English is no. I don't like writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do take English?
Yeah, I take it, but I don't like it a lot.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Goostree.
Okay, so it's not Coach Bradshaw.
No.
Okay, very good. Very good.
He says he takes English like it's an option. I think you have to take that. Okay?
Hey, you're in good company, cuz, by the way. If we were doing very well in those subjects, we'd be asking different questions right now.
Yeah.
So your position on team on defense, it is linebacker, right?
Yep.
And I think I asked Coach Bradshaw, but who's your counterpart? Who's the other linebacker most of the time? It kind of rotates, right?
Yeah, it does rotate, but it's usually Preston Scagnetti.
Okay.
But, it'll also be Tucker, maybe even Kieran sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, he sticks his helmet in there too, doesn't he?
He's a good player, yeah.
Hey, there's a young kid that's came this year, and Harmon Warmoth, I believe is his last name.
Yeah.
And he's played a lot on the side there as well. And you're both juniors.
Yeah.
And you're both built a lot like the same. You guys play well together. You give each other a little bit of credit on each side of the field.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, me and Harmon, I actually know him because I played AAU basketball with him a few years back. So I love playing with him. He's great.
Yeah, he's improved, and you guys are playing very well together.
Yeah.
So that's great to do two juniors as well.
So just take linebacker. This is for those of us who don't know the game all that well. How would you say your responsibilities? Are you outside linebacker or middle?
Middle linebacker. Mostly like inside run type stuff is going to be me and Preston.
Yeah.
But more inside run, middle of the field and pass coverage. If the QB rolls out, then I need to go attack the quarterback if he's on my side, stuff like that.
All right.
But more interior type things.
All right. And you're middle, but we only have two linebackers, so what's the other one called?
I'm the will linebacker, and the other linebacker is Mike.
Okay,
Mike
the
linebacker.
strong. He goes to the strong side each time? All right, very good, very good. I thought Brody Foster did a good job the other night.
He did.
Man,
He did very well.
We hear about he's been recognized for Scout Player of the Week and different acknowledgement on how hard he practices, and he does well on special teams, and so it's good to see him in there. And I didn't know but he wasn't at linebacker, was he? He was at a corner
safety.
or something like that.
Safety.
Oh, he's safety.
Yeah.
That other linebacker safety.
Yeah, other safety. Yeah. question for you. We're in week 10, okay? Week 10.
Yeah.
We got 5 ball games to go.
Yeah.
You realize that, right?
Yes, sir.
So we got we're going into week 10. We got 1 regular season, and then we got 4 important games. So hopefully we come back in 5 weeks and we're talking about the color of the ball that we have.
Absolutely.
What was your message to the Racer fans for the remainder of the season? Because when you have home field advantage and we're still playing for playoff positions, okay? But what's your Racer message?
I would just say when we have a home playoff game, please show up, because the louder it is and the more people we have in the stands, it just makes it a whole lot better. It really does. But, yeah. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So you guys feed off that.
And that goes off of travel, too. We need our fans in their travel as well, but especially home games. Yeah. Be there.
And we're going to have some traveling, even semifinals. So, and that's what we're looking for. So we need just what he said. We need the Racer fans to show up tomorrow, Thursday night at Southeast.
So one thing I noticed, I know this is a trivial point, but I was asking one of the coaches about it. We played on grass, on real grass the other night, and we've gotten to that point in football in Oklahoma that almost everyone's going to. But I looked on Quinn's uniform after he had about 29 tackles, and I saw grass stains and dirt, and it's like this is the old days.
Well, that used to be you'd hang it up in there in the locker, so if it was dirty,
exactly.
Kind of a pride thing.
Yeah. Well,
now they get done, they go in and look like it just washed them.
And I did ask you a question that is my way of really compliment, because I walked up to Quinn and says, "That's the best you can do," and usually that'd be an insult because I knew the answer. Because he was doing very good. So I said, "Is that the best you can do?" And he said, "No, I can do even better." No, he said, "I'm not through yet," right?
Yeah, I'm not through
yet. He said, "I'm not through yet." So it is good.
Hey, Quinn, I was giving you a little about your coaches moving up here, but obviously your coaches think a lot of you, and you're playing very well. And the intensity, just keep that intensity up, play smart, and Thursday night, let's go get a win.
Yep.
Good. One last question before I let you go. Do you have like one coach that is your focus coach on? Well, you play both offense and defense. How about on defense?
On defense, it's Coach Truelove. He's the middle linebacker coach, and so he's had a really big impact on me this season, and he's helped me get better each week.
And we haven't said much about his offense because you're tight end.
Yep.
And have you caught any balls yet? Have they thrown to you?
I
thought so. Actually, I knew that you had.
Yeah, I've had a couple catches. I've had a touchdown.
Yep.
But
I forgot. How did I miss that?
Yeah.
You had a touchdown. Who was that against?
Klassen.
Very good.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And teams don't use their tight ends a lot of different times for the play, but they do a heck of a lot of blocking. So I bet you get good grades on blocking too, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
Pretty good.
Any last messages for the fans?
No, we don't really
show
have
up,
anything.
show
Just
up,
show
make
up
noise.
and
Show up,
make
be
noise.
loud.
Yeah,
show up.
Absolutely.
Thank you, young man.
Good having you here. Good recognition.
Yes, sir.
We've called your name probably a dozen times on all the different coaches' recognition, week by week. So congratulations.
And just so you'll know, me and Gene has talked numerous times about your ability to play, and I'm just excited that you are a junior and got 5 more games this year, and then how you're going to do your senior year.
Yep.
And you've been on our radar screen to be on the show.
Yeah.
We just kept waiting for that to come. All right. Thank you very much. Of
course.
Well, we'll take another break, and when we get back, our final segment will be with the MVP recognition for that game, Mr. T.J. Taylor Bradford. We'll be right back. Thanks.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
And we are back here watching the Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network. And we're sitting here with royalty once again, KC.
Hey, this guy's been here almost as much as me and you this year.
Our final guest is an MVP repeat winner.
Yeah.
MVP of the McGinnis game, Mr. Taylor T.J. Bradford.
Yeah.
Always fun having T.J. here. The only trouble is we're about to run out of questions, so we keep generating them.
We ran out of questions long ago, okay?
And TJ's always so kind to let us also recognize some of the other players that the coaches have recognized,
Absolutely.
one of whom we just had as our guest, but the players of the game for McGinnis, the offensive player of the game, in addition to MVP, Mr. Taylor T.J. Bradford.
Absolutely.
Defensive player of the game, our previous guest, Mr. Quinn Housley. Special teams player of the game, our previous guest, Mr. Quinn Housley.
I like it.
Hammer Award, number 24, Ben Rogers.
Yeah.
What some hits he had.
He did.
And the most valuable scout player of the week, number 14, Mr. Parker Longus. And our MVP, as I said, T.J. Bradford. So good to have you here, T.J.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, he's been on here, I think this is his 7th time this year. I think that's correct, okay? So he's been on here almost as much as me and you because we missed a couple weeks. Hey, here's a stat I want to tell you about, Gene, that is pretty impressive because you know me from an old line guy. The running back guys are always the pretty guys. But let me give you a stat here. TJ, we've talked about your offensive stats, but the other side of the ball we haven't talked much about.
Yes, sir.
You've got 53 tackles this year and 25 solos, and we think that's the top of the defense on tackles, okay? That's pretty impressive.
And he doesn't hit easily either.
He doesn't hit easily. And you know what I love about this young man is that he plays as hard on the defense as he does on the offense, but he's well known for the offensive side. So great job, young man. And that's
thank you, sir.
That's a young man playing 60 minutes of the ball game every night. So how do you prepare? We obviously know that you're talented to run back. How are you preparing in practice for that defensive practice as well?
The same way we do for offensive. You know, every single time. You know, every rep is a game rep is what they tell us, especially on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are our bruiser days, tackle Tuesdays. They got them a name for that. So, you know, on Tuesdays they expect us to go 100%. They want to see game reps and game-like effort on Tuesdays. So that's when we really get it in.
And I snuck in today, and they were hitting hard. They were pounding. Yep.
I think that's very impressive when you have your running back that might, I believe, Gene, when you talked about it, I think he's leading the team.
Yeah. And I pulled that stat. I may not have gotten all of them. I may not got the latest updates, but over 50 tackles, 25 of them solo. TJ was a tough district loss the other night. I mean, we just like to kind of skip over that. Yards were hard to come by, but the coaches will tell us every adversity is an opportunity to improve. So, what were some of the key takeaways from a game like that Friday night?
On defensively, like we can't give up big third downs. You know, there's a couple of third downs that we had given up that were really big.
Mm-hmm.
And then offensively, we really just have to execute the ball. Like we should have scored multiple times, and especially when we were inside the 20-yard line, we have to score.
Yeah,
like that's unacceptable.
Opportunity.
Yeah, have to execute better. And, you know, you just can't be making mistakes with a team like McGinnis. They're very disciplined. They know they're going to capitalize off of the things that we do wrong so they can do it right. And, you know, that's what they did. And that's what we have to do better. We have to execute better.
It was a close game last year, and we prevailed.
Yep.
It wasn't that blowout this time, 10 points.
Right.
It was really a 3-point game for the most part.
Yeah.
I probably asked you this a dozen times, but I don't know if do you favor offense over defense, or you like them both, or?
I like them both. You know, so
you like to hit.
Yeah, I like to hit.
And you like to run.
Yes, sir.
So how you going to, flip a coin, right?
Yeah, flip a coin. 50-50.
50-50. He likes them both.
Hey, TJ, we got a lot of football left.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
A lot of people are talking about we're winding down at the end of the season. It's week 10. We're about to play the last regular season. I say we got a lot of football left. There's 5 weeks left. Okay, if you're looking at the big aspect of things here, which I believe any good coaching staff, which we have an incredible coaching staff, and any talented players always looks at the big picture of things here. So, how do you keep your legs fresh? Because we need 200 yards tomorrow night.
Or are you going to save yourself for some other game?
No. You know, I'm not greater than the man next to me. That's what my dad likes to say. You know, there's no reason why you should be getting special treatment just because you did something. So,
okay.
You know, if I'm out there, if they're out there busting their butt, I should be out there busting my butt too.
Right,
so.
right.
That's team player.
Of course.
Yeah.
Team player.
And, keeping my legs fresh, for my team, just keep them rested up, not doing too much, just be a football player.
We've acknowledged that before. We'll talk about someone who made a great catch or who made a great defensive play, but there might have been three other safeties or defensive guys who were doing their job.
That's correct.
To make sure that was the only guy the quarterback could throw to. So it is a team effort. I'm used to always following the ball. I announced for many years, and I was always just following the ball, and I missed a lot of the big things that happened on the line and across the field. So that's a good way to acknowledge that. We played a lot of games. It's your senior year. I was going to ask you two questions about that. One is, have any of the games just really stood out at you these past 2 years, especially? Well, any of the 4 years. You started you played as a freshman, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Do any of the games, they probably all blend together too, but
from freshman year, I remember Bethany at home when we had lost against Bethany at home, and it was on double overtime.
Yeah.
That was a big one. Sophomore year.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Bethany definitely. Yeah. Sophomore year, I'll have to go back to Elk City sophomore year, where we're coming back from losing to them in playoffs in the first round from last year.
That was a very good Elk City team. Very good Elk City
team. Junior year, they have to beat Lod Mac.
That
game was fun.
What a great game.
Lod Mac. And this year, right now, it's probably Lawton Mac again. It's still a dogfight. It was thunderstorming outside. Game wasn't over until 12 o'clock. They're definitely a weird night. So.
That's a good recap. Yeah. So, since you played as a freshman, for 3 years we played playoff games.
Right.
I'm having trouble getting my words out of my mouth, but I know what I want to say. You've played in several playoff games is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, sir.
In 2023, we just had the one game. We lost to Elk City.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that. The next year, we went back to Elk City, won 46-21. Poto, we traveled to Poto, lost 28-18.
Yep.
And then last year, we had two home games, two playoff games at home. Noble, we prevailed 63-14, and Pryor, 38-37.
Yeah. That was a tough game.
And then Guthrie was on neutral field. We missed that by 5 points, 35-30. So within those games, any big memories for you from the playoff games?
From last year's prior game where I had fumbled on the first drive, man, we don't want to remember that part. And then our next drive, I actually took it to the house on my second carry for 50 yards or 60 yards, something like that.
Yeah.
Against Pryor. So that's definitely
a big game.
Yeah, that was a huge game.
That was a close game.
So.
Won it by a point.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ, a quick question for you. So we're playing Thursday night this week, okay? Friday night, what are you doing Friday night? You looking at next week's film, or what are you doing Friday night?
I'm going to look at next week's film, and then I'm going to go support some of my guys playing football in Paul's Valley, actually. They asked me to come out and sneak and watch them play.
Paul's Valley.
Some of you guys meeting some friends you have playing down there?
Yes, sir.
Really? How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of the sometime over the season, sometimes we play on Thursday night, and you do get to see your competition play. Are you one of those guys that like to go see someone play ball that you know you're going to face within a few weeks? Or
we actually used to do it a lot with my dad. My dad used to take the DBs to go watch Blanchard play a lot, but we haven't done it since then. And I really like to watch film. I'm a guy that really takes notice in like small details.
Yeah.
And I just, when they come out and play, like I've always believed that we would prevail if you're always ready. You shouldn't be too nervous.
Very good. Very
like
good.
That, so.
Good point.
Very good. Always good to have you on, young man.
Yeah.
200 yards tomorrow, Thursday night, and a win would be fantastic.
Yes, sir.
What would you say are the keys for the team for these next few weeks, for the remainder of the season?
Energy. Our energy definitely has to be better than what it has been during the regular season. It's been a problem, and we're definitely going to fix it during playoff season so we can prevail far.
Energy meaning the excitement or the effort put out? What?
Excitement, effort, all of it.
All right.
So.
Even during practice, stuff like that?
Even during practice,
all
yes,
right.
sir. Yep.
Well, what little I see in practice, it looks pretty energetic to me, but the players can know, and they know. You know when we give 100% or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to the team Thursday night. Once again, everyone, if you're just tuning in or if you tuned in late, we're at the coaches show is tonight for Tuesday night because the game was moved from Friday to Thursday night, and we're going to stick with the Tuesday night format and have the coaches show each Tuesday night for the next few weeks as long as we are competing, and even that could change. So just pay close attention to social media. We will get the updates on there. But next Tuesday night we'll plan to be here following the Southeast game and prior to the first playoff game. And who knows how that's going to be. We don't know. Have y'all been doing the X's and O's as to who we might be facing the first game?
So right now it's either Altus or Guthrie, if I think right.
Yeah.
Altus or Guthrie. So those are the two.
Altus is playing ball this year.
Yes, sir, they are.
They're playing.
5A's looking definitely different this year.
Yeah.
Everybody's decent.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we woke them up.
I believe
everyone said, "Look at Newcastle."
I believe Altus plays Carl Albert this week.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. All right.
So.
Well, it's always a pleasure having you.
Yes, sir.
Good hearing your insight to life and some of the challenges like that, as well as football. So, well, for our producer, Mr. Uriah Martinez, for my good buddy, Mr. KC, Keith Cleghorn, Grandpa Cleghorn.
Absolutely.
That baby was born this morning.
Yeah.
And for TJ and all the folks here on the Racer team, we'll say good night. We'll see you next Tuesday night on the Oklahoma Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Channel.
Good night.
On the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Right.
You better turn this off before I say it too far.
We're out of here.
We're out of here.